Alrighty, hello everybody. So I'm going to be kind of taking over for Mr. Fleming for my student teaching. I'll be here till about the beginning of December-ish. So that's how long I'm going to be your teacher. So if you have any questions, you can still email Mr. Fleming and stuff like that. But I just wanted to kind of let you know what was going on and why I am here in this video teaching you. So first things first, you should have finished your value practice that we worked on the last couple of class periods. If you remember, it was the printed image of apples and salt and pepper shaker. So you should have that finished. And first, I'd like you to take a photo of that and turn it into the Google Classroom. There's a folder in there. So make sure that you are doing that before you get started on this. So let me actually share my screen with you. I'm going to tell you what we are going to do with this information, this practice that you've gained with value, and how we are going to use it for the sketchbook assignment. Alrighty, so first, just a quick recap over what we learned last time. We learned about value scales, and if you remember, a value scale is a tool that artists like to use so that they know the full range of values that they have available to them whenever they go into a drawing. So if you remember, the lightest value that we can make is actually just the white of the paper with nothing on it, and then all the way to pressing as hard as you can with the pencil or whatever tool that they're using, and everything in between. So we are going to keep using a value scale for our sketchbook assignment. And the reason why we practiced using value is because for our sketchbook assignment, we are going to be making a project of a cartoon character of your choice and shading in that cartoon character. And I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so here's some examples of that idea that I was talking about. So we are actually going to be combining the two ideas of realism and kind of more cartoon drawings with this project. So whenever you choose your cartoon character, I know these are just, these two right here are just like portraits just from the shoulders up. For you, I will prefer you to do a full body picture of a cartoon character so that it has a lot of detail in it. So I need you are required for this project to do a full body, similar to this right here. As you can see, what makes these really good and why I have them up as examples is because they are using the idea of contrast. As you can see, contrast, if you remember, is two very different things right next to each other. So there, for example, there's this extremely bright eye that's on Homer Simpson, and it's right next to this really dark part that's in shadow. That's considered high contrast. And they are not just making one medium gray tone across the entire image. That's a mistake that a lot of students make whenever they are first starting to use value in their artworks, is they don't want to create a lot of contrast. So they're not erasing to get the pure white of the paper, and they're not pressing hard enough to get these really dark darks. Both of those are really important whenever you're making your value drawings. That's why I'm showing you these here, is because they all make really good use of that idea. You can see they are using well over the required 4 values that I'm going to have you do for this project. So next, I'm going to show you a couple more. Again, these aren't full bodies. I will have you be doing full body cartoon drawings, but I just wanted to give you some more ideas of what I'm kind of looking for and what range of values I expect. Here is an example of a in-process piece. So as you can see, what they did after they decided they were going to draw this character was they outlined it. So they drew the outline first, and that's where you should start whenever you start working on your sketchbook. You should outline your character first, and then you can go in with the shading afterwards. So that's just sort of the step-by-step process. So here's a couple of examples. I'm going to show you why this one is much better and would get a better grade than this one here. Not that this one is terrible, but there's definitely some things that I would like to see improved on this. So as you can see, there is a little bit of this shading and a little bit of value difference, but again, it's only a little bit. You can see like under this arm here where they start to get darker, but there's not really the white of the paper. You can see how bright the white of the paper is right here. You can't see that on this Pikachu character except for maybe in the eye, but that's really it. There's not a lot of contrast. There just needs to be more range in values. Darker darks, lighter lights, more extreme variances. The way it looks right now is that it all kind of looks almost like one mid-tone of gray, and that's what we're trying to avoid. So in this image that we have here, this is much better because it has a lot more contrast. There are these really dark darks, and then these areas where the artist went in with their eraser so that they could get these really bright highlights of the paper. You can see how much detail there is in this character. You can see just the obvious range of value that they're using. You can definitely see at least 4 different distinct values in this drawing. So that is what I expect you to work on today. I expect you to pick out a cartoon character that you would like to draw. You might have to look up a few different ones, kind of decide which one that you'd like to draw the most. Think about if you're not very good or talented at drawing, or if you don't really like drawing that much, think about your skill level. This is an intro class. I don't expect you to make like this absolutely blow your mind work of art. I just don't, and that's okay. So make sure that you're thinking about your own skill level whenever you're picking out a cartoon character, how much detail that cartoon character has, and what you think would be easiest for you to draw effectively. So when you have thought about your cartoon character and you pick them out, I need you to save that image to your computer. And the reason why we need to save it to our computer is because there have been a lot of times in the past where students have found the perfect image that they want to draw after like an hour of looking. And then they don't save it, and then they lose it forever and they can't find it back. So to avoid that, I am going to show you how to save it to your computer real quick. So let me just get out of this. Okay, so I'm going to go to Google. Bring it over here. So let's say I want to make Jake from Adventure Time. Okay, so I look him up, go to images, and as you can see, there is a lot to choose from, and I'm going to kind of show you what the difference is between a good reference image, which is what these are called. Reference image is just any image that you use to draw from. So I'll be saying that word a lot, so try to get in your head what a reference image is. So I've got a lot to choose from. Some are a bit more dynamic, like him on the skateboard here. You could choose to draw that if you'd like, but if you find it a hard time drawing, or you don't want to deal with all this, that's okay. This is a good image right here. It's a full body, like I talked about. It's the entire full body, and there's plenty of things that we can shade here. So this is a good image that could work right now. One that maybe wouldn't be the best would be this one. And there's a couple of reasons why. Number one, there is this entire background here. So either you might get distracted by that, or you might feel the need to draw all that. Not really the best image. And then also, it's not a full body pic. So since it's not a full body, this is not enough detail for you to really add value to. So this is just overall, that's not it. Not a good picture. This, not good. Because number one, it is not filling up the entire page. I mean, Jake is, but you can't see his body. All you see is his face. Oh my God, did you see my shirt disappear? That was awesome. That was really funny. Okay. So I'll pick this one here because it is a good image. I will then go to save image as. And then once I hit save image as, I suggest saving it to your desktop so that you don't have to look in a bunch of folders for it or anything like that. So I would just go to desktop, name it, and then save it. Then, as you can see, it's just saved to your desktop. So you'll have it and you can just click on it and bring it up whenever you need to work on it. Okay, so let me stop sharing. Oh my gosh, I'm just ahead. Okay. Oh, sorry, that's really funny. Okay, so what you should be doing right now is, after this video, find a reference photo that you would like to use for this sketchbook assignment. Think about what cartoon character you want to draw, look them up, save them to your computer, and then you're good. Next class that we have together, you will have to have your reference photo. We are going to put it in a slideshow so that we can see your reference images, but that's where you should be at. Next class, you will be expected to have your reference photo saved to your computer. Okay? Alrighty, I'll see you guys next time.